It's not as much of a stone cold bummer as something like Wendy and Lucy. But it is not like whack-a-wah, you know. Kelly Reichardt is back. The last movie I saw before lockdown was First Cow, and now we're back in theaters. And Christy and I went last night, bought a ticket and everything to see Showing Up.
Easy on the cheese. It's for everyone. I don't want to run out.
Cheese is out on the table. You shouldn't put cheese out on the table if you don't want people to eat it.
There are no cows in Showing Up, but there was a bird and a cat.
And a John Magaro.
Right, which are very, very important. And John Magaro. So, yeah, this is the fourth time. Before we start, actually, if you've not subscribed to us yet, you should. Because I tell you what, there's not a single review of Showing Up out there on YouTube. We are it, you guys. If you're looking for Kelly Reichardt content, if you're looking for Michelle Williams content, where else are you going to get it?
You're in the right place.
They're all talking about Super Mario Brothers. And we're giving you the good stuff here.
I mean, we also talk about Super Mario Brothers, but, you know, we do it all.
We can do it all. Get you a film critic who can do both. So Michelle Williams and Kelly Reichardt, again, for the fourth time here. It's a really great partnership that they have going. They seem to be on one another's wavelength very much here. Michelle Williams stars as a sculptor named Lizzie. She's in Portland, as all of Kelly Reichardt's films do. It takes place in Oregon. And she's got a big show coming up in the next few days. And it's what happens over the course of these days and the people in her life and how they either get in her way or they help her. And it's like a series of microaggressions, right? A series of people letting her down over and over again. She's very frumpy in this. She's very stripped down, like even by the standards of a Kelly Reichardt movie. Michelle Williams is very deglammed here. Like they've even dyed her eyebrows.
Wow.
Yeah, that's commitment, baby.
Yeah.
And so it's how she withstands and perseveres over the course of several days in which she's got a lot riding on this show, a lot of expectations, a lot of work has gone into it. Her next door neighbor is played by Hong Chau, who is also an artist, who is also her landlord. And so there's a dynamic there of friction. The hot water still isn't working, and Hong Chau is just too busy with her own shows. A lot of it is about like the narcissism of creating art, right? And in your own mind, you probably don't think that you're a narcissist because what you're doing is so important, right? And everything else has to be secondary. And so Michelle Williams' character, Lizzie, has to focus on her own creative process, but also take care of everybody else around her. Like the guy in her office asks her to get him coffee, you know, like no one's looking out for her. And then this bird swoops in and it's a pigeon, and it's like, in a very subtle way, kind of transforms her relationship with the world. This sounds like a lot happens here, right? I'm making it sound like there are like confrontations. And there really aren't, but there's so much tension in how is she going to handle one situation on top of another, on top of another. There are moments of just silence where you're like, oh shoot, what is she going to do? Like, is she going to finally snap? And it's the way that Kelly Reichardt upends your expectations with like humanity and like subtle surprises that is really cool. I like this a lot. It's definitely requires patience. There are a lot of long stretches of people just making art. And so you see a lot of actual students doing like weaving and painting and like stuff with light fixtures and installations, and is very observant as to the rhythms of what everyone's doing and how much it matters to all of them. Andre Benjamin is in this. It's a great supporting cast. Yeah. Judd Hirsch and Michelle Williams together again after The Fabelmans.
Father and daughter again.
Wasn't he her uncle?
Oh, maybe. I've forgotten already.
I feel like he was the uncle that the mom was warning her about from Beyond the Grave.
That might be. Yeah, I think you're right. But anyway, yes, it is.
Yeah,
it is
together
cool
again. Anyway, and Hong Chau, of course, always great. And that contrast in their personalities and how they approach their art and approach the world is really funny unexpectedly. Anyway, I really liked it.
Yeah, I like this movie a lot. At the same time, it's like, I don't know. I think I'll like it more when I've had it more time to think about it. Mm-hmm. There are aspects of it that I'm not entirely sure about. Like, only Kelly Reichardt, I think, could get away with a movie in which a literal wounded bird is the central metaphor. Because I think you are asking for it, you know? And I find it hilarious that you say subtly, because it's pretty obvious.
No, the bird is, but some subtle stuff happens in terms of her relationship with other people, I think.
I suppose.
Okay.
And this is, I think, in the hands of a lesser filmmaker also, this could have very easily been, oh, art people are so dumb, and they're so like wrapped up in their own nonsense, and they look ridiculous. And like, she shows you people engaged in their creativity, which can be a little ridiculous, but at the same time, I think the movie ultimately is honoring that and is about how, as you said, it is a thing that you become really focused on, and maybe sometimes that jeopardizes your relationships with other people. And this is the only way I would ever compare this to Air, but in the same way, this is a process movie. This is a movie about people doing their stuff, about, Michelle Williams getting her show put together, putting the finishing touches on these things that she has to do this exhibition. And the very, very long takes, and very, that Kelly Reichardt kind of subdued manner of filmmaking, but applied to what is ostensibly a comedy, although I think comedy is maybe putting too fine a point on it. It's not as much of a stone cold bummer as something like Wendy and Lucy, but it is not like whack-a-wah, hilarious laugh time.
I laughed out loud several times.
No, there are laughs in it, but they are, her methodology is still very minimal in the way that she likes to do these films. So there were times where I got a little restless and a little unsure of, like, what are we even doing here? What's the point of this? But again, I think it's a movie that I'm going to like more the further I get from it, the more that I have time to just sort of kick it around. But already I can tell that what she's after and why. And I think it is beautifully put together. And Michelle Williams is terrific. This is probably the most chill Hong Chau performance I've ever seen. Like, I like her a lot, but she tends to play these very kind of like intense characters in one way or another, whether it's in, Downsizing or The Whale or The Menu. And here she's just like, kind of blithely arrogant at times, in so like, I'm the star of the local art scene, and I've got 2 openings, but you get to sort of see under that, and the way that these 2 characters, who are often at odds, kind of find a place of mutual respect and understanding, I think is really quite lovely. So yeah, this is a cool movie. You should check it out. If you've never seen a Kelly Reichardt movie, this is not a bad place to start. It's not necessarily indicative of what all of her films are like, but I think as it is kind of approachable in a way, I think, or at least just to give you an idea of what it is she does and how she does it.
And then watch First Cow.
Yes.
I'm saying 8. What's your number?
I'll say 7.5 with the proviso that I could boost that later, like I said, when I've had more time to sort of chew on this one. But yeah, it's terrific. People should see it. It's out in theaters now.